Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's tips and tricks call. We'll let a few people trickle in while we go over some housekeeping items. Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to attend this tips and tricks call. I'm actually really excited about this one. It's always fun to tease new features, new products, and updates. So hopefully you're just as excited as I am. If you don't know me, my name is Tim Sessions. I'm the Director of Client Services here at Aptivada. And with me, I have Jay Mackin as well. He'll be actually helping out behind the scenes. The one thing that I like to stress, well, not stress, but I guess, yeah, stress is the right word, is to ask your questions in the Q&A window, because if you ask it in the chat, a lot of times it only gets sent to the panelists, and myself or Jay are the only two that will see the question. We like for the question to be on display, so as it gets answered, everybody else can see the answers. Now, if there's anything else you need to chat in, feel free to use the chat. But for any questions that you might have about the product or the webinar or what you're seeing up on screen, please ask those in the Q&A section. Now, with that being said, there will be a link pasted in the chat, and Jay, at any time, feel free to paste this link. It's the link to enter our giveaway for $100 to Amazon that we like to do. There you go. It's already in the chat there. So feel free to enter the giveaway. It looks like we are leveling off here with entries, so we'll go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the agenda real quick. We've already talked about the sweepstakes, the $100 giveaway that we like to do. So take this time to enter that. You'll also have some opportunities throughout to enter as well. I'm going to talk about some upcoming national promotions. And then another thing that I would like to emphasize, that was the word that I was looking for rather than stress. Another thing I'd like to emphasize is the survey at the end. It's anonymous, and it's a quick, I believe, 4-question survey that, as you answer it, it helps us understand how we're doing on these webinars. We take that feedback seriously, and we make the appropriate adjustments so that not only is this valuable information, but that you are finding that spending your time on these webinars is valuable for your time as well. We'll also be talking about an initiative that we're helping out with called COVID Remembrance Day. I'll give you some instructions on that. And because we're talking about upcoming updates, I want to show you where to find release notes. So at the end of every month, we create a help article that displays release notes, and it'll give you an idea of things that we've added to the platform, as well as bugs that we fix. And then, of course, the meat of the agenda will be the early look at upcoming updates, hopefully things that will get you excited and prompt you to use various features within Aptivada. Then, of course, we'll have time at the end for some questions, and then everybody's favorite, we'll pick the contest winner to see who wins $100 to Amazon. So let's jump right into it. Talking about national promotions, I have two up here on the screen. We have the Father's Day giveaway, which is coming up very soon. The run dates are from May 17th to June 13th. And the cutoff date to sign up is May 14th. So keep that in mind. If this is something that you want to participate in, you can sign up for any of these at ideas.aptivada.com. And I'll pull up the Idea Studio here in just 1 minute. Then the other one we're really excited about, because we didn't get a run at last year, and that's our summer cash contest, where we give away cash every day throughout the month of July. The details as far as contest execution, the prize, the rules, copy ideas, that's all reflected on the sign-up form. I didn't list it because I didn't have the room to list it for the summer cash contest, but I figured what you'd be interested in seeing about this are the run dates. So July 6th through July 30th, and sign-up closes June 25th. So be sure to sign up for those. Those are free for you to use as Aptivada clients. It's just something that we like to do to help you out. The nice thing about these is there's all these opportunities to earn additional revenue and give away additional prizes. You can build on top of our national promotions and throw in sponsorships, extra prizes, stuff like that. So even though there's one winner in the nation, you can localize it for yourself. So that's great. All right, let's talk a little bit about the COVID Remembrance Day and what that is. Under our, wow, excuse me, my voice cracked there a little bit. Under our national promotion section in the Idea Studio, which I'll navigate to in just 1 minute, you'll see two new promo grid images. One is this Hometown Heroes, and the other is To the Lives We Lost. Now, both of these are going to be gallery templates that you can sign up for and have added to your account. And if you're interested in participating in this, you could sign up for both or one or the other. And essentially what it is an opportunity for people to celebrate the hometown heroes, those frontline workers that have sacrificed their time and safety in battling coronavirus throughout the past year. And then the other one is an opportunity for those in your community to pay tribute to those who may have passed on during the pandemic. As far as information goes, don't worry, you'll actually be receiving this download tomorrow in an email that we'll be sending out to all of our clients. And basically what it is an instruction sheet about how to run this promotion. If you're familiar with running galleries, this should all be second nature to you. But this PDF has all the information that you'll need to run this promotion. The email will also include when that Remembrance Day is, including a moment of silence, whether you do it on TV or radio or whatever platform you use to get your voice out there. But basically, the idea behind it is that we want to recognize and celebrate the lives that were lost due to coronavirus. In addition, we'd like to acknowledge and thank those who have worked so diligently to help us through this pandemic. So you'll be receiving a PDF of this in your inbox tomorrow. If you're on this call, if this is something you're interested in and you don't for some reason receive that email, you can request it from marketing at Aptivada.com. So let's jump over to the Idea Studio real quick, just so we can show you exactly where to pull this up. Now, if you navigate to ideas.aptivada.com, you'll see it as a slider on the main page, but also if you navigate to national promotions, it's the first two promo grid images there. So to view details, you'll just go ahead and click on it. If you're not signed in, it's going to ask you to sign in. And then just like any other national promotion, you'll be able to sign up there. All right, so now that I'm off of the presentation, let me just pop up the help.aptivada section here and show you where to find our release notes. So we're switching gears here just a little bit. So every month we issue release notes. So you can go to help.aptivada.com and scroll down to the bottom here and view our past release notes. And it's organized in the most recent month at the top. So if you want to view March's, you can click on March, and it's just going to give you an idea of what's new, what we worked on throughout that month, different bug fixes, different updates, and stuff like that. So in this tips and tricks webinar, I actually want to emphasize some features that we have added or will be adding that will be announced in the release notes. So that's a little reward here for attending the tips and tricks call today. So let's jump right back into my presentation here and go over some of the early look at updates. All right, so the first one that I want to illustrate is that surveys save participants' places after exiting and coming back. And I'll show you an example of all of these in just one moment. We've also added the ability to blacklist any suspicious IP addresses or email addresses. We're adding a feature where winners of popularity brackets can update to the next round automatically. Now, for those of you who have jumped on the popularity bracket train, that's one of our newest apps. You might have found that it might be a little cumbersome that after the first round ends and the second round begins, you have to move in the winning what's the word I'm looking for? The winning participants or the winning contestants. You have to move that from round to round. Well, in a future update, which is coming very, very soon, I think within the week, those will update automatically. And so it's a little bit more automated. And again, I'll show you examples of exactly what I'm talking about here. Popularity brackets will also now accept audio and video uploads. So that's pretty exciting. Right now, it just accepts images, but if you want to do audio or video, you can do that within a popularity bracket as well. This next one is really big. If you have used Userbase, I'm sure this is a feature that you've wanted. We're adding or statements in Userbase, and I'll elaborate on that in just a little bit as well. And then we have an email winner feature. So when you choose a winner, you can email those winners directly from within the choose winner panel. So let's take a look at some of this. Let me jump out of here. The first one I want to take a look at is saving your place or participants leaving a survey and coming back. So this is a good example because it's actually a longer survey. I was going through listening to the songs and rating them, and then I got a little bit distracted and left and came back. So let's say I just want to visit Mix 105.1 Utah, and I had already taken a portion of the survey, and now I'm going to remember, oh, here it is. I want to go ahead and try this music panel. As you can see, it'll recognize that I've already been there. That was kind of quick, so I apologize. I didn't scroll down fast enough to show you, but it recognized that I had already taken the survey, and it picks up right where I left off, so I can go to the next survey now, or excuse me, the next question. Now, if you come back to the survey and it's asking for your information again, like first name, last name, and email, you just fill that out and it'll pick it up where you left off there as well. This just had my information cached, so it recognized my web session and brought me right back to the survey. While I'm here, I just want I would just want you to recognize this cool survey that's going on. It's kind of a music panel survey that it's saying Mix 105.1 wants to know what you think of the music we play. So they've added little snippets of the songs that they play on the radio, and it says the more stars you give a song, the more you like it and want to hear Mix 105.1 play it. So really good example of how surveys can be used for music testing, or if you want if you're a TV station or do anything with video, you could upload a snippet of video, have people watch that and rate it as well. Really giving your audience a voice. So little side note on that feature that I wanted to show you. Okay, the next one is blacklisting a user. So let's say you've picked a user and you notice that maybe through the CSV download, or as you pick a user, you get that little fraudulent notification there. And so you want to blacklist an IP address or an email address. So if I navigate to my profile settings here, you'll notice that there's an option that's called user blacklist. So you click into that and it'll give you a couple of options on how to create a blacklist filter. It'll also give you guidelines on where you set the filters and where that blacklist will take place. So global filters are ones that if us at Aptivada at the corporate level notice that there's some IP addresses that are really abusing the system, we could put those filters in place. For those of you who have accounts set up where you have a parent-child relationship, so let's use a radio station, for example, if you have the market of Salt Lake City and then several stations in there, you can set the filter at the parent level, meaning that all stations will filter out those entries, and then you can do it at the account level as well. So to create a blacklist filter, it's as easy as selecting an IP address or an email address. If you're not sure where to find an IP address, it's found in a CSV file. So if you've downloaded your entries and you see a lot of repeat entries and you feel like that's an issue, you can put in that IP address, because what that means is nobody from that IP address household will be able to be chosen as a winner. if you put in the email address, I'll put in Jay's here because he's really been trying to win that $100 gift card. Now Jay's email address is filtered at this account. So let's say Jay wants to enter a promotion. Let me see if I have anything up here. Here's just a random promotion here. It looks like they're experimenting with some different languages here, but let's see if this updates quick. And if not, I can explain what to do if a user sees this notification. All right. Let's see if that pops up for Jay. Okay, perfect. So they'll get a notification that says we have detected multiple entries from this account. Verify your email to continue. So with the blacklist feature, it's not just blocking somebody from being able to enter a contest. What it's doing is if they get added to that list, it's saying, hey, we recognize there's some fraudulent, or just what it says on the screen here. We've detected multiple entries from this account. Verify your email to continue. So it's a way to verify an email address so that we know it's a valid email address, and we're not just blocking somebody and they'll never be able to enter again. So it kind of gives the end user the ability to take matters into their own hands and verify their email address to continue. So if they're added to that blacklist, they'll see this message. We tried to keep it as friendly as possible. Then they'll click it, and it'll verify their email, or it'll send them an email asking them to verify their email address. So I can remove Jay as well, which I'll do so I don't forget here, and we'll move on. All right, so it's as easy as trashing that. All right, it looks like we have a question here about surveys. So I want to answer that. I want to answer that before we move on. It looks like the question is, are there licensing considerations for uploading snippets of music for a survey like that? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, most likely there are. Now, I'm not an expert in licensing, but I would say that you should consider licensing for surveys like that. So we'll go ahead and that one should be showing up in the answered section. All right, so winners, let's move on to the next early look. Winners update to next round automatically in popularity brackets. So if my explanation kind of confused you there, hopefully I can illustrate it here on our popularity brackets. I think I have a completed one down here. I do. Okay, so TV best series. Now, in the bracket setup, because the update hasn't been pushed live just yet, I don't really have a live example of this, but basically how it works now and how it will work after the update has been placed is that you currently have to mark a winner in each round. And once you've marked that winner, then you have to move it into that next round manually. So to mark a winner, you just hit the little trophy icon. You select Game of Thrones as the winner. It highlights it as green, but to move it into round 4, I would manually have to add Game of Thrones. Now with our update, it's going to automate this feature. So as the participants, that's the word that I need, that I'm looking for. As the participants are selected as winners through voting, rather than manually moving them forward, like I just displayed, it will automatically move them to the next round. And you can, it's kind of a set it and forget it type feature on popularity brackets. So that's a pretty big deal, because popularity brackets tend to be a longer promotion that can span, over a few weeks or even a month in some cases. So you can kind of let it run itself. Another feature that I'm really excited about that a lot of you requested shortly after we announced popularity brackets is the ability to add videos and audio. So looking at the office as one of our participants. Currently, you can just add images as the media type, but we will be adding audio and video as well. Now, currently, you have to upload the audio or upload the video, but we have seen requested that pasting in a YouTube URL, that's a feature that somebody would like to see as well. So that could really simplify things if the snippet that you want to use in the video is on YouTube. Currently, that's not a feature, but definitely something that we'll look into. It is a feature that we do have on Gallery, so it's not unheard of. But yeah, adding images and audio to popularity brackets will make them quite a bit more useful in a lot of different cases. All right. Now, one that's just right around the corner, and we've already seen a couple of hoorays in the chat shortly after I announced it, is the popularity, or excuse me, user base showing or statements. Now, currently, all I have right now is a screenshot of this, but within the next little bit, you are going to see the ability to add or statements. Now, if you're not familiar with user base, it should be added to all of your accounts. If for some reason it's not, please let us know. But it's an option over there on the left-hand side of your admin panel. And what it is it allows you to generate CSVs of your data. Now, for the longest time, and the reason why we got an all caps hooray, is all it would allow you to do is and statements. So taking a look at this screenshot here, somebody's last name would have to equal, let's use mine, Sessions, and my phone number would have to be specifically to my phone number, and my gender would have to be specific to my gender, and my age does not equal a specific number. Then it would generate that individual person. Now, that's a really narrowed down example of how user base works. But I made a note of a few use cases down there at the bottom. Where or statements are going to solve a problem is downloading a list of people who entered several different promotions, rather than all defined promotions. Now, what I mean by that is with just the and statements, let's say they entered the cash contest giveaway and they entered the Home for the Holidays giveaway and they entered the Mother's Day giveaway. In order for those and statements to pull in people, then that person would have to enter all three of those to fit that filter. Now, with or statements, you can generate a list of people that have entered Home for the Holidays or the cash contest or the Mother's Day promotion, and you'll get a bigger list there. A lot of times what we'll see is people who want to generate a list of people who have opted in to their emails, and they want to run it across several different promotions. Well, the only people that it will generate with the and statements in user base are people who have entered, let's say, all three of the promotions that I mentioned previously. But now with the or statement, it'll say, give me all the opt-ins for people who entered promotion 1 or promotion 2 or promotion 3. So again, making user base very useful. Another example that I wanted to illustrate there is creating a CSV of people within several zip codes. So if you know all the zip codes in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you want to see everybody who has entered in Dallas-Fort Worth and exclude everybody else who may have entered a contest from outside of those zip codes, you can now use the or statements to generate that group of people, because you couldn't do an and statement there because it's impossible to live within 2 zip codes at once, unless I guess you have multiple houses. But I think you get what I'm saying there. So that's a very big update, long time coming. I'm just as excited as you are about that one as well. I remember really pounding my desk about it early on. So really cool. Now, the last update that I want to show you, and then we'll jump into any other questions that may arise, is the ability to email a winner right from the Choose Winner panel within Aptivada. Now, a question that we get a lot from our new users is, when they pick a winner, does it automatically notify that individual? And we've avoided that at all costs, because we know that sometimes you'll pick a winner. There might be a reason that you need to pick somebody else because that first winner wasn't eligible or it didn't look like a real email address. And of course, we have protections in place for fake emails and stuff like that. But yeah, we've just shied away from emailing winners automatically through the pet platform. That's something that we've left up to you to do, to notify people who have won from your promotions. Well, in an update that's just right around the corner, should be released within the next couple of days, is the ability to configure a winner confirmation email. If you're familiar with setting up entry confirmation emails, then this is an easy process. But basically, you can configure your email to look a certain way, have a certain verbiage, maybe pull in the contest name, something of that nature, and it's set and ready to go. So when you pick a winner, again, we don't automatically notify them, but you'll notice on the screen next to that little gear icon, I should have used something to highlight it, but next to the little gear icon on the far right there at the center of the screen, you'll notice an email icon. So if I want to, email Matthew that he won, I can just click that email. It'll pop up a prompt to make sure that you want to send that, and then you'll be able to fire it away and notify him right within the admin. So that should save you a lot of time in notifying your winners if that's a feature that you would like to use. So a lot of exciting new updates. Let us know what you think about those, whether it's through the support channels, if you want to chat them in here, or in the survey that we'll be sending out. There's an opportunity for you to type some answers there. Let us know if those are something that you find useful there. So with that, let's go ahead and jump to some questions. We already got one up on the board here, and we also got a nice chat. Very happy to have that email winner option. Thank you. You're welcome. What address will the winner emails come from if we do them in the tool? That's a great question. Let me go ahead and show you. Whoops, I jumped ahead here. Let me go ahead and show you within the dashboard. Now, the email that it will send from is the one that you set within your account details. So if I were to choose a winner from this account and email that, in fact, we'll actually test it today. I didn't set it up. I should have thought of that. But it'll come from the contact email that's set up in your overall account. Now, if this is blank, then it will actually come from notifications@aptivada.com. So this is a good opportunity to jump into your account details if you have the admin rights to change that. If for some reason it's a personal email address, I would recommend changing it to more of a blanket email like marketing@aptivada.com, or obviously marketing at your station or your company, or whatever you want to use. So it'll come from the contact email and account details. Any other questions before we jump into picking a winner? Let's go ahead and jump back to this. I'm going to pull up my questions prompt. Any other thoughts? All right, well, we are at about the middle of the hour, so it will be appropriate to pick a winner. I have Jay behind the scenes picking a winner for me. So while he's navigating there, let's give you a few seconds to enter there. And yeah, it looks like we have all of our entries in. Now, if your name is called, I have the attendees list up here, so I'm going to double check here. But to verify that you're present, we'll want you to hit that raise hand feature. So it looks like I was just pinged with the winner, and it looks like we have Jared Allen. Jared Allen, are you available? Oh, there we go. We have Jared. He is the winner. Jared will be sending you that gift card. For everybody else, thank you so much for attending this tips and tricks call. We hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to fill out that survey at the end of this call. Your feedback is much appreciated. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.